Big brother, it's big brother, it's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother, it's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother. I'm past the gravy, bro.
What is happening, gang? Welcome back to those who are and who are not suffering from reptile dysfunction. It's past the gravy, bro. I am Alex with Emma, Allison, and Pat tonight to recap our Veto episode we just watched and the BB Comics episode as well. How are you guys doing tonight? What'd you guys think?
It's crazy how just absolutely dominant in everything Michael is.
Yeah, he killed it.
Nine comp wins. Did the entire BB Comics in under 10 minutes. I just looking at the BB Comics, there's no way I'd be able to win that comp. I would fuck it up so much.
I feel like you would have to have like photographic memory in order to beat him.
Absolutely. Doesn't he?
He has to. He's in Mensa. You have to have a photographic memory.
I don't think that's a requirement.
It's not. It's totally not.
That's
not even the real word
Mensa,
for it.
Minus the photographic memory. That's why I couldn't get in Mensa. People don't know that about me.
It's eidetic memory, by the way.
Eidetic. I was close.
Eidetic memory. So yeah, Michael won his 9th competition of the season, his 6th veto win. He has 3 HOHs, and we talked about it on Sunday. He ties Janelle's record for total comp wins. I think he set the record for veto wins.
I think the fact that he knew the record, I think, is almost more impressive than the fact that he said it.
Yeah, it's good that he hasn't really talked about that publicly with everybody else, because it's like,
oh, he's saving that for his final speech for sure.
Right. And I mean, like, at this point, it doesn't even matter. Like, I just remember, like, when Nicole Franzo was like, "You're kind of like Dan," when she said that to Derek in season 16. He's like, "This bitch is out.
She's gotta go.
Gotta get her out. She knows some shit. She knows some shit." Kind of makes you wonder, huh?
Oh.
Daniel maybe should have just targeted him early on.
Oh.
Since it was superfan v superfan, and then he just kind of let it go, and all these clowns just gonna let Michael win.
Why did they make him a farmer?
I think they just like, if they don't like you, I think they just like, well, let's figure out something stupid to make them so they look dumb.
Right, like obviously I thought it would be Elvis related.
I didn't.
Yeah, how is it not? How is it not Elvis related?
Because he's a piece of shit.
I mean, old yeah, McDaniel. You're answering all those too, but
I mean,
like, old McDaniel, just, it was easy. I think like whoever is doing the cartooning part of it, they're just like, I don't know, give me some ideas. And they're like, all right, well, Michael likes cats, let's go with that. DJ Snow Time, that makes sense. Daniel, old McDaniel, let's go with that. Okay, done. Like, some intern was probably like, old McDaniel, and like, yep, run with that. Here's the name.
Not
you
make of any other ideas. We're going first round.
First pick.
Favorite one had to be Kyle's, right?
I mean, his was funny in that, like, I think they actually put effort in making fun of him. But, like, I think it's really clear that Taylor is by far their favorite. Hers was great.
Mm-hmm.
You think? And they had a typo in it, too.
Oh, it did have a typo in it.
She's yeah. She's ready to fight crime or whatever. But hey, how about that tongue on Kyle, guys, huh?
Well, I would know better than anybody, and it's not curvy.
Oh yeah.
His mom is watching this.
How about that tongue though? Like, that was like,
why that?
Mean to him.
Oh, well, I mean, to be fair,
he'll solve crimes 10 seconds at a time.
Issue.
He'll solve crime 10 seconds at a time would have been a way better.
See, they should have made him like Speed Kyle and been like a parody of The Flash. That would have been so much funnier.
Where was Paloma's BB comic? We kind of talked about this on Sunday's episode. Bad mouthing production and pretending that what was happening on the feeds didn't happen on the feeds. Doesn't get you anywhere, Big Brother. And yeah, they were just like, fuck you.
Also, she walked in oh God, what was it? The season where I don't know, Jillian. When Jillian walked, she didn't get a comic either.
Hey, remember that time that I put money down on somebody to leave before week 5 and
that
if I cashed?
High five.
All those college football losses I had this week, like, doesn't matter because it's just house money.
I have a explanation for Daniel's comic.
Let's hear it.
It's from when he hosted that first HOH competition, and he
Yeehaw!
was
Come on down for rootin' tootin' pie eating contest.
and one of the veggies looks like Elvis.
Oh, does it?
Sort of.
Yeah. Well, he's got the hair,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
so that makes
All right.
a little more sense.
So they did
Yeah.
put a little thought into it. Fair.
Kinda.
I mean,
It was
isn't he-
like Britney's didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Britt Flea.
she's
Right.
Because she's
She's
the
the
parasite.
flea that hitches a ride on the cat. That is Michael.
Yeah, I don't know. And then another thing I kind of had an issue with was, I mean, there were rumors that like never really like turned into anything, but like people were like, I think Monty's like America's player. Like Monty could be like, you know, I feel like America's
His
doing
did
stuff
not
with
make
Monty.
any sense.
But his didn't make sense. But like, if you had that thought already in your head, like Monty could be America's player, like what about the cover of that comic did not make you think he's definitely American? He's definitely America's player. It says America's player right behind it. It has a Team America.
Yeah.
It's got all these things. Like if that was a theory, then it's just like, oh fuck, dude. Have I
Yeah,
been
no,
Monty all
would
season?
have fucked him. I did see an explanation, like I guess somebody had a theory for Monty's comic, was that he's only survived and made it this far because of twists. So like
He's expecting the unexpected though. So like that's the game. The name of the game is expect the unexpected. It's actually
look, I'm not defending it. I'm just saying this was a theory, and it was literally the only theory I've seen for this.
It's not
But
bad.
like the besties twist, he would. I mean, although he wasn't protected until he got Joseph. I don't know, but or not Joseph, Terrence. But I can never say the right name. I am the mom that calls for every child and the dog before getting to the right kid.
That's my mom. She does that to me. All
My
the time.
parents and grandparents also do that.
Yeah, they just cycle through all the names.
And she'll be like, Tim. And I'm like, that's dad.
Nope, that's
Like,
not nope, not even close.
Andrew,
again,
Brady,
try it again.
Pat. Like,
Keep
fuck,
going.
you did hit the dog before me. Damn it.
the middle names rounds. And I'm like, no.
Still not me. But yeah, so that was the one theory I've seen for him, because he doesn't have a power. He hasn't really been in a twist aside from like Dire Fest and Brochella, which he was protected during Brochella, kind of.
I'm just convinced that like Monty at one point was against Taylor in the
He
beginning of this
was.
Yeah.
And if you have ever spoken not well of Taylor in some capacity, Big Brother, Twitter, Reddit, insert whatever you want, will like find a way to try and drag you for some shit. While
Yeah.
Taylor has also just benefited, like if you want to call Paloma quitting a twist, like you don't have to, but like that was somewhat of a twist because Taylor was gone week 1.
It was unexpected.
It was unexpected.
Right? If Paloma stays, Taylor's not in this game, and she would have been eating Lay's on a commercial probably, or doing some shit
Well,
like that.
I
Like,
don't
she's
know
just
if
not
that's
playing
true.
the game well. And
I don't know if that's true, because it was going to be the backstage comp that she would have competed against, where she
yeah,
dominated Alyssa.
Fair.
Oh, yeah.
And
And
Brittany
I-
would have been saved. Pooch would have put in Alyssa, and Alyssa would have been out, not Taylor.
good call. Good call, but
I got memories.
I don't know. The
That
Taylor
was-
Love, a great person, entertaining, but just not a great Big Brother player. And people trying to overhype up Taylor's game is like, come on, you're trying too hard. You're trying too hard. She's a less like not as good as Brittany at what she's doing, where she's like not
Well-
aligned with the best player in the game, but she is aligned with the best player in the game, and she's not getting all the info. Like,
I guess we'll have to wait for the spoiler alert thing to go more into what's been happening on the feeds. Yeah.
Dude, the feeds are just wild, and I feel like it's
I
it's
don't
really
even
tough
know
to
what's
watch.
happening on them right now.
It's tough to watch this week because you'll come in on like an alliance that I'm like, oh my god, what the like the there's one called the
How
Founding
long has
Fathers.
he been a thing?
We'll get into that for a sec, but like we'll get into that later. But like the Founding Fathers, I was like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Like, what?
I
That's
don't even
not.
know who's in that.
Holy-
I don't even know
Holy
who
shit.
that was.
Well, we'll talk about it here in a sec. But then like you're seeing fake alliances and other alliances, but you're like, I don't know if this is real or not. And then it's just nothing. Like most of the time when you turn it on, they're just like cooking or just kind of hanging out, and it's getting down to where it's not super exciting feeds. But then you go see them in like the weight room, like, all right, they're just like they're gossiping and they're talking, and you're like, all right, what are we doing? I think somebody's just smoke screening somebody else. There's a lot of smoke screening going on
think
right
that's
now.
definitely happening. But I will say I've gotten home from work and like gotten on Reddit and Twitter, and it's like, oh, all this stuff is happening. I can't believe this is going on. But like nobody can give a solid like rundown of what's happened. And so like the information that I have gleaned is like,
Sus.
Yeah. And then like you like watch two separate conversations. You're like, okay, if this one is real, if somebody's really taking this seriously, then everything I just watched is not to be taken seriously.
It's bullshit.
This is not what they're taking seriously. I think I need to believe what they had just said. Like,
yeah.
My head's spinning. I can't imagine being in the game right now. Where this is like, I was listening to somebody else talk about it where like so much of Big Brother historically is like lies and trying to decipher what the truth is in the lies. But now it's people talking about like truths. Like there's an element of truth in almost all of the stuff that they're talking about. Like tonight when they were talking to Terrence about Turner, or Terrence like, well, like Turner kind of wanted to backdoor you, blah, 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 trying to throw Turner under the bus. And then Turner was like, I'm just going to say it was all Terrence's idea. Like, I'm just like, they were both saying some element of the truth, but just kind of spinning it in their own way, as opposed to just outright lying like so many other seasons have had. Like they're all kind of just telling the truth with like a couple of like white lies here and there.
Yeah. It's
but like it's
truth,
mostly truth. So you're like, you guys are playing a very honest game. It's weird. There's usually somebody that's just like, I'm going to make up shit. I don't care. I got to figure out what's going on. And I think all these people have gotten here because of trust at this point. Or
minus Terrence.
Or you're Terrence, or you're Brittany and Michael drag you. Like,
in those 10 seconds and got
a couple of times. So it was
got her far in at least one aspect.
Poor girl.
If Alyssa went home early, we would never have had the 10 seconds jokes. Yeah, that's what Ashley says on the chat.
She brought the entertainment.
The chat that you can join if you want to watch us on our Facebook page.
Well, we might have had it with Indy.
Right after each episode. What else did I write down? Turner. We had a segment about Turner talking about being bisexual. I felt like Monty's like a really like caring person. It just felt very staged and set up. Like, well, do you mind going more into that? Could you please tell me more about that experience in your life? I am very interested in learning and expanding my horizons. It was just very like
the edit. I think the edit put it in that direction. I think the conversation when it happened wasn't framed in that way.
Wasn't, but it was just the way it was framed.
Was like, oh yes, please tell me more.
Educate me. This week.
I would also like to learn about bisexuality.
What is that like for you?
Wasn't somebody else standing there too?
It was Taylor.
Was it Taylor? Oh, Taylor. That's right. I just love that. The only thing you heard out of her the whole time was her going,
Sometimes they do get sloppy in edits, like in previous seasons, especially like when it's outside or like they're at the pool or whatever. Like if they're in the same area, like I definitely remember certain seasons, like the season that Josh won. Like I can't remember what it was, but it was like Mark and Alyssa and them, and like you could tell like whoever it was that was in the scene, it was like 4 people there, but like sometimes it was just 2 of them, and then they'd flash back to it. It was like you could tell they pieced together like 4 conversations and tried to make one conversation out of something. And you're like, you guys just forgot that these people were standing here?
Yeah.
No, okay. Like sometimes you don't notice it, but like it works.
Somebody, I want to say, pointed out on Twitter that there was a last season, Frenchie was having a conversation in the HOH room, and he just had disembodied legs on the couch because they had edited him into like another, like they had moved it so like he was sitting up on the couch, but like they had clipped together things, so he still had his legs were like below his knees were still up on the couch.
And I get like, as somebody that like edits video for the podcast that I do, the other podcast I do with Pat, Pass the Gravy. Check out the new episode out now wherever you listen to podcasts or on our YouTube channel. Like sometimes like you're trying to like grab like, okay, I want to grab this clip right here, but like somebody talks over it, or like you sneeze, or you hear somebody's like somebody doing that or whatever, and you're like, fuck. Okay, well let me just like clip it right here, and then I immediately go to this. Nobody's gonna know, and most of the time nobody knows. But like you're like, God damn it. Why did we have to sniffle right there? Like just like little things like that. You have to clip that, and like in Big Brother, there's all kinds of shit going on while they're doing that. Like we saw that the entire outside week when the house was split. Where you're like, none of this audio is good. None of this is good. God damn it! How are we gonna piece this together?
Pause the conversation for the plane to fly by.
I used to think that was a rule that they couldn't like talk if an airplane's going over.
I think that it is something where it might not be a rule, but I think they discourage them from continuing.
That's crazy. So many rules.
Lots of rules. What else? We already got into the BB comics. Really like the other big storyline that was kind of, I think, a manufactured storyline, seeing as Michael doesn't end up using the veto, is Brittany trying to move his target and shift his target off of Terrence. I just think that we have so many other people that we should go after besides Terrence, and I just don't know. And like Michael hit the nail on the head perfectly when he was saying like she goes into panic mode and then she just starts talking to everybody. She starts telling everybody shit. And I know that
what
Michael.
That accent?
I don't know. I was just yelling, being panicked, Brittany. Right? It
was kind of Nicole-y.
No, Nicole's more nasally.
I mean, it's
Holy!
That's a northern thing. She's from the north. Michael's from the north, right?
Yeah.
What is it? Michigan and Minnesota. They're not that far apart, right?
It's basically the Big Ten country.
I feel like when you're labeling a map of the U.S., really easy to confuse the two.
I know Alyssa couldn't.
I mean, you nailed the eyes. That was the important part of the impression house.
Todd Boss says it's probably too late for Britt to start playing unless she wins and flips on Michael. And I think that was kind of like what you talked about the Turner, although it seems like Brittany and Michael have agreed that like they can throw each other under the bus to everybody else because they're still working together. And so like I don't know how much of that was real, but her talking to Turner about we need to get Michael out. Like we need to go after him. And Michael or Turner and the DR is like, yeah, well, if you're flipping on your best friend, then I'm not going to do this. Not happening.
With every episode that goes by, I love Turner a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it's been all season long. I just wrote down, though, like, I am so sick of Brittany. Like, she acts like she is running this shit when she's not really doing anything besides spilling the beans to everybody.
The butter beans.
While
Michael's
just controlling shit.
I got annoyed with how much she thought that, like, she was like, and then I'll just get in his ear. And
I'm in Michael's ear.
Ma'am, have you been here this whole season?
Michael doesn't give a fuck what you're saying to him. Like, you're just somebody he can bounce ideas off of. He knows because he's running this shit. You're just on for the ride. You're just hanging out.
That he can beat you, and that is why you are there.
Todd says it will only work if Britt is the one to get Michael out. Honestly,
so mad if that happens.
But at this point, like,
what a waste.
No, I mean, like, we saw Cody lose that season. I mean, Cody was a better player than Brittany, but like Cody keeping Derek was basically just him stealing his fate. Like, if Brittany keeps Michael, like, you don't deserve to win. You don't deserve.
No, agreed.
That'd be so stupid. Michael. You cut him. Like, what? You will get Michael's vote? Like, you got Michael out. Everybody else is gonna vote for you.
Wow, what a waste. What a waste.
But like at this point, if somebody doesn't, if you're not the one that gets Michael out and makes it to the final two, like it doesn't matter. Like if you get Michael out and get to final two, it's over. Game over. Like nobody else really has a resume to argue with.
Taylor in the jury.
Yeah.
But does Taylor win the game? Does Taylor win the game? Because Taylor hasn't really done anything.
I think she wins.
Like Jasmine.
I think it.
Joseph voting. And Indy.
Yeah. I think that Michael, well, I don't know. I think that some people in the jury might be souring on Michael, especially with Kyle going in there, and then apparently Terrence, if he goes in, he's going to blow him up.
Which I don't understand why more people haven't done this in the past, because I feel like that would be, if I made it to jury, I'd be like, if you evict me, like, I'm going to talk so much shit about you to every single person in the jury house, and I'm going to fuck your shit.
I don't want you in the house, though.
Right, but I'm going to Cody you to every single fucking juror that comes in that house. I'm a gun for you. I'm going to make sure that I can taint the jury
and I'd say,
as much as possible.
My friends in the jury have bigger brains than you're trying to tell them I'm a bad person.
Do I not want you in the jury sooner so you are further removed from my game so that when
I have
people
more
come
time
in
with every juror?
you,
so I can be Cody Nixon and every juror be like, hey, you loved Paul, right? Come here, buddy.
That's not why Paul lost.
That is not at all why Paul lost.
Cody
I think, honestly,
if
somebody threatened me with that, like, oh, well, I'm just going to go to jury and tank it against you. Okay, then I want you there now because they're going to start getting annoyed with you. It's going to get old, and more people are going to join after you with more pertinent, more
people that you sent home?
Maybe.
Probably, but also maybe with an appreciation of my game. I think that if you put more people in after them, you're going to get drowned out. You're going to be like, what? Do you think anybody cares what Indy's opinion is? Or Jasmine's opinion of the game? No, they were the first two there.
But I also think they're very malleable and you can totally convince them to do shit.
Yeah.
But you hate bitter jurors.
I do, but I would threaten to be a bitter juror like a motherfucker.
But would you do it?
No,
or just threaten it?
I'd vote for Michael if he got to do it. But I'd threaten to not do it. But then I would still do it.
The jury because you were mad.
It's more of a threat, and I like that you like. Sometimes you don't have anything, so he's like fucking grasping a straw.
I'd be like, oh, okay, good, we'll get you there sooner.
Yeah, I want you there now so that I can then send people after you that are going to be like, yo, her game, like that's great.
Mad respect.
Like he had no idea. He came in there like mouthing off. He has no idea what happened in the house. Like, no. More relevant shit's gonna come in. You go now.
Todd says, I still think the jury could be against Michael because of his dominance. He almost looks like a bully wielding power. No, I mean, really,
somebody else would win then. Somebody else would win something then.
Yeah, like you can like it's the Jackson Mickey situation. Like if he gets to the end, you can't say like Michael doesn't deserve to win. Like you guys are dumbasses.
Yeah.
And you get to the
end. Well, he just bullied everybody in the house. What, by winning? Sorry that none of you can win anything that he's involved in.
When it benefited him most, and I think that's a valid point that Terrence kind of called him out on.
Yeah, Terrence will not vote for him.
I don't know about that.
No, but that's I think it depends on who he's against.
I don't think
he won't vote for Taylor.
But even without that, it wouldn't matter because he wasn't going home, and he's just going to keep winning. He's going to win everything he's involved in. So even if they hadn't played that card, he was going to win.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, like you can't be mad at him for winning because you got to know that, like, even in the jury house, if he doesn't win veto, he's joining you in the jury, unless he's HOH. But if he could, that I would say that would be a point in his finale speech. Is like, I got to a point where I was a big threat because I was protecting my alliance. I was the only one who could win. So I did to protect myself and put a target on my back. And then I just kept doing it because I knew that if I didn't, I would get out.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just for the fact that his resume right now is I've got more wins than anybody has ever put together in a season before. Winner.
Except Janelle, but
yeah.
Tied for most, but yeah, in 16 years.
So I want him to say, I have more wins than literally all of y'all combined.
Which is true. Which is true. Let me look at the rest of the houses. I have the stats on my phone.
While you're doing that, I just want to point out that people have noticed in the chat your adorable matching shirts today. Your little twinses.
Yeah. Pass the Gravy Southern Star collab from our 300th episode, was it?
I believe so.
I also love that you guys saw each other earlier.
Pat wasn't wearing that.
Oh, okay. I was like, it's still
Pat showered.
Did you
No,
it?
I actually I didn't realize. I forgot that he was wearing it because I just took a shower and then this shirt was on top of my dresser. It was the top shirt of all the shirts that are on top of my dresser because I did laundry yesterday.
Oh, sure.
Sure.
Maybe you should take yours off.
Tarps off.
Tops
Shirts
off.
versus
So
Shirts.
Michael has as many wins as the rest of the house combined. Terrence has an HOH, a veto. Turner has 2 HOHs. Taylor has 1 HOH. Brittany has 3 vetoes, which are Michael
Are all
1
his.
vetoes. And then Monty has 1 HOH. So 9 amongst everybody left in the game besides Michael. And then Michael has 9 on his own. So yeah,
you can't argue that.
there's not an argument that Michael doesn't deserve to win if he makes it to the end there. It's just, is somebody going to be able to get him out? You would think that somebody would at some point, but I don't know. It just seems
I would say
like
the double
he's a
tomorrow
freight
would
train
be
right
their
now.
time.
But I don't even know about that. Do we want to get into that? I mean, that's pretty much tonight's episode.
Yeah.
I wrote Alyssa's stupid roses are red, violets are blue.
She was very
Somebody's
annoying this
talking
episode.
to Julie
She
too.
was.
It won't be my kryptonite.
Did we
Okay,
miss
small
Kyle? Did
Alyssa.
Kyle
Balance her
not
out.
give us bad Alyssa? I don't know.
No, they're all getting on my nerves.
Yeah, I think it's like I spent too much time with you, people I've never met in my life.
Did y'all know
Right.
that? Did y'all know that Terrence has a trick up his sleeve? I don't know if he mentioned that 6 times.
He definitely
He's
What
gonna
is
have a
his
trick up his sleeve.
What is it?
Talk to people into keeping
It's a
me
trick. Duh.
keeping me in the house. That's my trick.
Oh, I did want to bring up because we talked about this on what was
That was his DJ, because in his little intro, he was doing his fake headphones, and I was like, "You know, you don't have to do that. We know you can do this."
I did laugh at him moving his head over. But no, we talked about this, I want to say on Sunday, about his stupid hat, his fedora. And I think they said it wasn't a fedora, but today he said it was a fedora. It even has the fedora.
He lost the one that he threw to Brittany, right?
The stair fold. Yeah, he did throw one to Brittany.
I
He hasn't won every HOH.
Yeah.
So
He's not won the crapshoot, and then the lighter one that Turner won originally.
What was? Did he win the letter one?
So. Oh, I didn't see the letter one.
Oh, the one that
Been a Thursday.
Jasmine was in without a leg.
Yeah.
For the movie.
That was a crapshoot, basically.
Yeah.
Todd says Monty hasn't done enough. He still only looks like a threat, but Turner is playing a better game and has 2 HOH wins. I do agree, but I think Monty's had a pretty great social game too.
Yeah.
Monty's social game has been on point, and there's when there's not a comp beast at the end, which if Michael's out, you have to look at who got Michael out, and I think they get all those points.
Mm-hmm.
But if it were Monty and Taylor at the end, I think Monty's social game has been leaps and bounds better than Taylor's. I think Turner and Monty
had really good jury management, completely accidentally. I don't think she's doing it on purpose. I don't think it's strategy.
Right.
It's because she's done nothing to make.
But you don't deserve that $750,000 because you just hung out and were nice.
She snuck things into their bag so that they find it when they get to jury. She wrote a poem for Joseph. She gave Indy one of her dresses. She sneaks things in their bags as a little gift. And I don't think it is at all game related, but they love it.
Oh God.
We got a question from Charles Davis on the chat. He says, do you think Michael using the Kyle info strategically and then getting Terrence out the following week when there are clearly bigger threats that will have an impact on the jury? Or what do you think? I think that honestly, it was really just him honoring his promise to Turner where he's I get that being hey, I'm going to out the guy that exposed racism, but then the next week I'm going to get out a person of color. But I don't think if it's not a color, a person of color based game, if you're not doing it because Terrence is black, I don't think there's a problem with it. And I do think because he made a good point. It's I don't want people to not respect my game because I threw Turner up after I basically told Turner.
Yeah.
He was hey, you want to say you're racist to the rest of the house? Because if you don't get the racist out, then you're basically condoning what he did, which makes you the racist.
Did he tell everybody he promised Turner? Or is that
well, Turner would have fucking blasted that shit.
Yeah.
So he still has to go and explain his behavior later.
And I But it's like it's an argument. He's got a point there, where he can say like, but also I think that the way that he's looked at it is not that Terrence isn't a threat. Terrence is. He's won Veto. He's won HOH. He's won comps,
and he has kind of like a bonus HOH.
He is the sacrificial goat. Like, he's good to get out right now.
But his HOH, like I think some HOHs are weighted a little bit more, and I think the split house HOH, while you would think it would be a watered down HOH, I think it has more weight than a lot of other HOHs because, like he just determined kind of the end game. Like he set up an end game plan. He got to get Joseph out. That was the first real shot taken at the leftovers. Like that's on Terrence's watch, and it may have been because Kyle kind of manipulated him into it. But like you get credit for that. Like Taylor's HOH, not really exciting. Not really didn't really produce much. I want to go back to this question from Bean that he asked in the chat. What's going on, Bean? He says, if Michael is evicted tomorrow, who wins this season? Whoever gets Michael out.
Who took him out? Yeah.
Who was the HOH that took him out? I think if they get to the end, you're like, I got Michael out. Michael should have won.
But what if it's Alyssa?
I think it's going to be Turner or Taylor. If it's not Michael, it's one of those two.
Alyssa wins the whole game.
If Alyssa gets Michael out and gets to the end, is that not the biggest argument you have to win the game?
They'll get her out, though. That's the thing. Is that
probably. But if she gets to the final two, say she gets Michael out,
wins the final HOH, but get fucked on a butterfly floaty for 10 seconds and got Michael out. Give me the game.
I think at this point it's less impressive because everyone is going for Michael.
I don't really mean that.
I don't even know what you said. What'd you say?
Nothing. We'll move on. We need a follow up for that.
I just hope it's Taylor because she's the last one I got in our draft pool.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm out of that. I'm out of it for sure. Michael does not want Terrence used as a GOAT. Exactly, Allison. So he's agreeing with that. Terrence beats no one in final two. You don't think Terrence beats Alyssa?
I think
unless Alyssa gets Michael out. What if Terrence gets Michael out? Like, what if Terrence wins the double tomorrow and like somehow stays, wins the double, and he's like, "Fuck you, Michael," sends him out the door. Like, does Terrence get to the end as like he's not the GOAT anymore?
Here's the thing. I don't think that Terrence would go for Michael. I think he has such a raging hate boner for Taylor for literally no reason. I think he'd want Taylor out.
I think he'd put up Michael
Taylor.
And then hope that Michael wins the veto so that he can put up
somebody against
whoever's less.
Yeah. I mean, he's been wanting her, and like he keeps talking to her about like, why is there this wall between us and we can't seem to work together? And it's like, sir, you have been after her since week 1.
And saying awful things about her.
You're so mean.
Are you looking at Todd's comment? Everyone is gunning for Michael. It'll be a huge one on the resume for whoever does it, but I don't think Alyssa will make it to final two.
It'll be huge on the resume, but I think it's...
But who has a resume really after Michael?
Every week it gets less impressive because every single person's going for it, and it's all out in the open. Like if it was 3 weeks ago when people were starting to be like, wait a minute, I think this guy knows what he's doing. And then they got him out then. That would have been great because then you could use all of the things he did leading up. But now everyone's like openly being like, we got to get Michael out. And so that's just the consensus of the house. And so it's not as impressive to win the HOH and like put him up.
Also, if you get him out, then you're the next target.
That's
we can't leave that person in the house.
They know if they have
resume. Like that, we can't let somebody with the resume of taking out one of the greatest competitors of the history of the game make it to the end. Even if that's the only thing they did in the game, they have to be gone now too.
It's gonna
now I would be really impressed.
The old lady who swallowed the fly, where it's like, gotta get this person who got this person who got this person out.
What would be like right now with everybody left in the house? What would be the worst final two? Like just like, oh my god,
Brittany and Terrence.
Terrence and
Alyssa. Brittany and Terrence.
I think Brittany at least she hitched her wagon to the right person.
But if Brittany gets to the end, does Brittany
yourself.
win? Because you're like,
No.
I'm basically Michael 2.0.
No,
But
I think
no.
that she'll try to claim what
No, they
Michael
don't like
did, but I think that I think if she made it to final 2, I wouldn't hate it as much as if it were Alyssa, who literally spent half of the game as a dumpster
A sea dumpster.
and nothing else.
Your words, not mine.
Also, is hate boner not is that not a term?
It's a term.
It's a joke.
Maybe it is just a Texas thing. I've always known.
Is that a phrase just for
It's just something we say here in the Lone Star State,
Yeah.
buddy.
just hate boners?
You got hate boners. You got fear boners.
You got fear boners?
Watch the league. God.
I don't even know if that's where I got it from. Oh, it made me laugh.
What was the worst final 2? Is it Brittany and Alyssa would be the worst final 2? That would be a pretty shitty final 2.
That might be worse than Terrence Alyssa.
Can you believe I made it to the final 2?
Yeah, talk about like just kind of doing nothing. Like Brittany's like, well, I just kind of let
My
somebody
game
else do
plan
everything.
worked.
And Alyssa's like, I
You
kind of
did.
just
I
let somebody else do
hypnotized
everything
you
too,
all.
but I didn't know.
America, you want to vote for me? Do it. I think Alyssa would actually win because everyone would be like, dude, you're freaking us the fuck
Because
out.
Alyssa's gonna get Kyle's vote.
Yeah. Do you think that?
I think Jasmine's vote too. I think Indy's vote.
Oh,
in the-
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
at the final, like that's 3
Is that
votes
so?
for Alyssa
She-
already. Do you get?
she
Terrence's
might get-
vote? Maybe.
She might get all of the women's vote and jury because word is going to get out that Kyle could only last 10 seconds and they're all going to give her sympathy votes or
That's 4
so bad.
votes. Like Alyssa could have the votes. Her jury management was kind of having sex.
I'm kind of
Think about it.
I'm rooting for this now. I want those 2 in the final 2.
that
Alyssa
is
and Brittany?
the darkest?
If
timeline.
Michael's out, like I kind of am down for like garbage. final two.
Turner.
Besides Turner, if Turner and Michael are out, like I kind of just hope it's shit.
No, I
think
want
Monty
garbage.
could be an okay winner. I think
Yeah,
Taylor
I
winning.
would want Monty to win because Monty's
But-
social game has been really good. The way Monty's handled a lot of things has been really good. Like Monty's
Everyone
been
likes
very
Monty.
loyal to his alliances. He's not the best Big Brother player, but he's a much better Big Brother player than everybody left besides Turner and Michael.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I would venture to say that to the people in the house, he's been nothing but like kind and like loyal. I would say that he is an ass occasionally. He is not nice, has not always been nice to Taylor, and even after apologizing, is still like weirdly questioning of her at certain points. But like, I would be okay with a Monty win. I'd be okay with a Taylor win. I think as long as if she won over Michael, I wouldn't like it necessarily. But like,
Just do we want Taylor to be the winner this season? Like,
Yeah,
as
the internet would shut up.
it's gonna be looked at as like a.
no, because I want her to win America's favorite player, because I still think that Paloma and Pooch and Daniel and Nicole are just like,
Yeah.
she was a bitch, she was a bully.
We told you guys, you should have got her out. We told you.
Well, if she won, yeah, I got her out. But if America's favorite player, she would have won that even if she got out week 1.
Yeah. I mean, she just won an E award
That's
for favorite celebrity or like favorite reality.
That was
show.
definitely a made up thing. Like those
She beat
awards.
Kim
it's like,
Kardashian.
y'all just made up things this year. I
She
didn't
beat Kim Kardashian.
She beat Kim Kardashian.
But I mean, like, there's like seasons where you have a winner where you're like, that was who we crowned at the end of the year. Like Josh won a season. Like for like,
That's Paul's own fault.
Jury
right? No, but
management-
just
He
like, but
blamed
like,
himself.
Jury
but like when
management's
you look
real.
at like Big Brother winners, you have like Derek, season 16. You know, you have Dan Giesling.
Yeah.
You
Good
have
winner.
Ian, and then you have Hayden, and then you get like a Josh. What? Steve, which I liked Steve.
It's fine.
I
I like
was
Steve
okay.
a lot. I really like Steve, but just like
I think he had a
Very
very
meh
under the radar
winner.
game that then exploded as like a trope in the game because he was like the second Ian Terry And then it was like, the super fan nerd.
Yeah, and we have one this season.
Who's probably going to win.
Who's probably going to win. It's what they do.
That's pretty much all we got for the episode, I would say. We had a double eviction tomorrow. We do have some spoilers, so if you want to stick around for the spoilers, just hang tight. If you're gonna peace out and you want to hop back on tomorrow after the double eviction, this is your time to leave. Give us a follow on Twitter at Pass the Gravy Bro. I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Emma is at Little EM Tweets. Allison is at Affable Allison, and Pat is at Not Pat Dion. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pass the Gravy Bro. Subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow. If you don't want any spoilers, if you do, just hang tight. And we will be right back with
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
All right, Allison, I'm going to need you to help me make sense of any spoilers that are going on, because I saw a Founding Fathers.
Who was in Founding Fathers?
Founding Fathers. It was, or no, it wasn't Founding Fathers. A family reunion.
That's not real.
Yeah, no, I didn't think it was real, but I watched the conversation. I was like, wait. And it was Terrence, Taylor, and Monty talking about teaming up. And I was like,
yeah, no, that can't be real.
But like I was sort of rooting for it, because I was like, the internet's going to be like, do we have to apologize for the Kyle thing? Like,
yeah, if that happens, Kyle's going to watch this later on and be like, see?
No, but I think it would have happened because he put them in a situation where they felt like they needed it to happen. It would have been his own fault if it happened.
Right, but if it was something he was concerned about, and then it does happen, and that ends up being the end game that gets him to the end game, it's like,
yeah, but it
was he
wouldn't have happened
not valid in kind of worrying about it?
But it wouldn't have happened if it weren't for him worrying about it for no reason.
So yeah, that was fake, because then like I saw them immediately talking about like, well, like Terrence is gone, blah 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 blah. And I was like, I don't know what's going on in this show.
Okay, so from what I have been able to follow,
everybody's in an alliance with everybody else.
They're all in final 2s and 3s with each other.
Yes.
And Michael and Brittany decided that it would be best for their gameplay to start throwing each other under the bus to other people to get more information, which worked, because then it turned Turner and Monty's target for like the next week to Alyssa and Taylor. Like, why would you let your target not be Michael? And so was that the Founding Fathers? Was it the guys? Because they started to form an all guys alliance.
There were so many names, and then there were a couple that were like, we don't need a name for this. And it's like, if you don't need a name, it's not a real alliance.
So I think one person on Big Brother, I don't know who it was, but they said like, as soon as we name it, it falls to shit this season. So let's just not name it. And I was like, that's a fair point for this season.
That's fair.
It's fair. It's really like I haven't gotten to watch the feeds for like long amounts of time all at once. So like when you're just tuning in and out, it's either like absolutely nothing going on in the house, or you're just watching something
happening at the same time.
What did I miss?
Yes.
What? Okay, now Brittany's working with Turner?
Yeah.
Now Brittany's working with Monty?
But everybody's done with Brittany. Nobody wants Brittany in the game anymore.
But they're still talking to her because she's going to everybody all bug-eyed, talking to everybody. And you're like, is this real? Or is this not real?
Yeah. And I think there was a Michael Cam talk where he said that he would use the veto on Brittany if like he needed to. But like even he was like, yo, I'm done. At some point, there was I think it was he and Turner were talking today, and he said something like, we need to stop calling it pooching yourself and start calling it Brittanying yourself. And like, I'm pretty sure that came from Michael. So like, I mean, he's not wrong, but like,
right.
I don't know. So Michael is honestly probably safe during the double. I mean, I hope that if
just give him the fucking money. We don't need to do 2 more weeks of this, guys. Like, just give him the money.
Yeah, football season's starting. Let's wrap it up.
Football season's starting. Michael should just win. Like, he's the most deserving, and I think we can call a wrap.
I am hoping that if Taylor, Turner, or Monty win, then they wake up and are like, yo, this is a double, this is our time. Also, if by some long shot Alyssa wins something, like, I think she would try to take the shot too. So like,
I think so.
There's hope that they wake up, but I don't know. And now everybody wants Brittany out, and I think Taylor and Alyssa are in a final 2, and that might be real. I don't know. Every time I turn on the feeds, there's, like you said, either nothing happening or literally everything is happening all at once in like separate rooms, and you can't pay attention to all of it. But they're done with
Thank God for Taron Armstrong. Thank God for Taron Armstrong.
I didn't even.
The fact that guy has to go in and break down feeds every single day and like explain them like I'm a 5-year-old, and does it
but
so
somebody
well.
said he was wrong the other day because he said that like Brittany was in a good spot, and that is absolutely not true.
That made me feel so much better because I was like, if he's wrong sometimes, I don't even care if I'm wrong.
If Taron's confused, I feel okay not knowing what the fuck is happening.
Yeah, a lot must be happening.
It's just it's chaotic.
Yeah.
It's chaotic. Yeah. Polly says everything, everywhere, all at once. That's exactly what's going on right now. But like everybody's in a final 2 with everybody else. There's final 3s going around all the place. Like, everybody is a target next week, according to everybody else.
Yeah. I saw there was a Reddit comment that said that like it was like I was looking at it right before maybe during the commercial break of one of the episodes, and somebody was like, within the last 20 minutes in the house, literally everyone has just laid out their entire game to Taylor. She, at this point, has the most information in the house.
But she doesn't know what to do with it because she doesn't know how to play Big Brother.
No, I mean, fair. But, like, why would we do that? Why would you just lay your game out? And, like, does Monty fucking trust Taylor or not? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
The double should be.
You don't care.
But like the fact that Michael can't win, it makes the double a lot more interesting.
He's gonna win
not
the second
just
one.
He'll win the veto.
Win the
veto.
Win the
but
HOH.
like it makes it that much more interesting because you're like, I have no idea where people are going.
Yeah,
like, I have no idea what's gonna happen tomorrow. I don't think Michael goes home. I think they should take Michael out. If he doesn't win veto, he should be gone. But like I have no fucking clue.
Literally every single week, if he doesn't win veto, he needs to be out. But that never happened. When was the last time he was actually eligible to be evicted?
Season 22?
But like legit, honestly, when was the last time he wasn't safe? But I was before Direfest because he was Brochella. Did he win veto the week before?
He just makes the game very anticlimactic with his dominance of it. And Derek, season 16 had the mist. He's just like, it's a more dramatic version of season 16, kind of, where like we're going to look back at this and be like, yeah, Michael was going to win from the second he walked in that door. But like, at least like other shit happened this season, whereas season 16 was like Frankie Grande is a mogul, and this is the second biggest headline. Well, he says he was a mogul.
He says he was a mogul.
Hey guys, just so you won't vote me out, my sister's Ariana Grande. What? We're still gonna vote you out.
I am on YouTube.
I am happy that Michael's not a meathead. I would like really hate him if he was just this jock.
But the only reason why he's likable is because he's a nerd. If he were destroying this game and was some like meathead jock, I would get out.
Yeah, I'd hate him.
Bean asks us, what percentage chance is there that Michael is evicted tomorrow if he does not win the veto? All right, 50. Michael does it 50, max 50%.
Say 1 in 6.
I would say like 40%. 1 in 6.
I don't even know if that's how many people left.
22%.
No, he's working hard.
I think max 50 because
max 50.
I mean, if it's Brittany
Probably lower
that
than that.
wins, then like he's not gonna go. But like I think that they're so tired of Brittany. Turner said something about like as soon as I'm like the next time I'm HOH, I'm gonna nom her so hard.
My
All right, dude.
Facts, bro.
That's
Facts.
fire.
So fire.
So fire.
Peace and love, guys. Peace and love.
That is getting out.
I love that he says everything with peace and love, but nothing he ever says before that is peaceful or loving.
It's like with Ricky, but just because you said with all due respect doesn't mean you get to say everything else you want afterwards. Well, I said with all due respect.
He ate that muffin and then he went back for that muffin.
With all due respect,
water
you
on
go
her
fuck
cookies.
yourself. But I
Peace
did
and
say
love.
with all due respect.
So rude.
It is like
Peace and love, you're a bitch. But like, no.
the
Peace
Big
and love.
Brother equivalent of I'm not racist, but like
But
nope. I think these are not going to be the same things.
But
Todd says the next HOH should probably nom Britt and Michael. Then yeah,
Should absolutely not.
we don't know if they're going to. We're seeing this from the outside. They're in the game under this Michael mess, and they're I don't know what to. Maybe I go Alyssa. Maybe Alyssa's the biggest. They're like, what are you seeing? What are you saying?
It's
What are
because
you watching?
Monty
What are
and
you
Turner
doing?
Are so paranoid about a girls' alliance. Why? They don't do
They're
anything.
insecure men,
Specifically,
scared by
these
powerful, independent women.
zing. I mean, not zing, but
I would never
there
be
it is.
scared of
Facts.
that. Facts.
Yeah, they're.
Cap.
I don't know why they're so like. Alyssa has done literally nothing. What power has she had? Nothing.
But she does have some jurors.
She's
And like
a
you
jerk.
can't
She does. So like,
Jasmine,
you get her out,
Indy,
but you don't need to be
Kyle are
afraid of
3
her.
votes already. I don't know where Terrence is at. If Terrence is mad at Michael or Brittany and it's them against her, I think that's 4
Terrence
votes
would vote for her.
for Taylor. Or 4 votes
Yeah.
for Alyssa. I don't know
No,
where like, I don't know where they get that 5th vote, but I
she's
think
a
that's
weird
one more
amount
vote
of
you gotta have.
jury vote. A weird amount for the literal nothing she's done in this game. It's like if
I
you were
would
to
prefer her
bring
to win over Brittany.
Victoria to final 2, if Cody had brought Victoria and then lost,
She's not
to
as
it.
bad as Victoria. Victoria did absolutely nothing, and she wasn't like in a showmance. At least you can be like, well, she was with a showmance.
No,
She
Alyssa,
franzled it a little bit.
Alyssa in the beginning was on the path to success.
Yeah,
And
Brittany?
then no.
Alyssa.
And then
Oh, yeah.
Paloma's implosion really derailed it, and then Amira leaving also just left her out.
Because Alyssa got really lucky. Like say what you want about Kyle. But, say what you want about Kyle, but like he was a life raft and she was on a sinking ship and just like fell off of the ship onto his life raft. And like we'll say it was a butterfly shaped life raft.
She has no idea what's been happening in the game since Amira left.
Mm.
She got blindsided and she's never found her way back.
No, she's trapped in that trench
That's-
coat.
I'm crying. That is. she
She's along for the ride.
had no idea what was
She's
going
along
on
for rides.
the whole time.
But like she did this is like she sort of like played the social game even though it was only with Kyle really because like she was in the All Girls Alliance. Paloma imploded that, like you said.
Yeah.
But then she falls into like, okay, well, Kyle and I are a thing now. And like Kyle, like when she said that you didn't have my back, you never looked out for me. Like he talked about going after her, but he was the only reason she was at, like he dragged her ass as far as he could.
Absolutely.
And like for her to be like, you never cared, you never had my back. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? All he had was your back. I mean, he would have voted you out, but all he had was your back.
And her front.
Good. And your front. For just a little bit.
And temporarily her insides, but only 10 seconds at a time.
Alyssa is innocent. She tripped and fell on Kyle. It was an accident.
Oops.
Sometimes accidents happen 4 times. To this day, accidents come in 4s. It's coming 10. They come in 10s.
Oh.
Kyle's do?
Another one. A reptile dysfunction.
A reptile dysfunction.
What else do we have? Is that it? I think that's pretty much it. We got a double.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Terrence and throw out a name. Who's gone tomorrow night?
Terrence is definitely gone.
Terrence and Monty. I think Terrence and Monty. I'm
You
gonna be
think
a little
Monty?
spicy. I think if Monty doesn't win HOH or veto, he's a very easy nom. Very easy nom. Threat. He's a threat. That's always been thrown around with Monty. Very easy to throw Monty up.
I would say Turner over Monty.
Monty and Turner, 2 noms. What about that? That'd be wild.
I say
Who
double
is
evictions
that?
usually
Brittany.
don't go my way, so I know it's going to be Turner.
What? Oh, they
Double
don't go your way.
evictions, no, they disappoint me.
Turner does seem like a double
They're
eviction.
usually useless. They're usually.
Becky
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah, or like Johnny Mac, and you're like,
Raven?
why? Yeah.
Let's get rid of Raven on this double eviction.
Sometimes,
She's
though,
doing
I feel like
everything.
She was a puppet master.
But I feel like, yeah, she was a puppet master. People forget that.
She was also a Mensa.
But sometimes I
No, she turned Mensa down. She was too busy
Sometimes,
with
though,
the Olympics.
I feel like they get the annoying person out and a double just because they're like, man, like Jasmine would have been a better, like she was double eviction technically, but it's like Jasmine would have been better as a quick chop double eviction where you're like, sick. I don't have to like deal with them for like a whole week.
Yeah, she'd
Like,
be
I don't
annoying
want to deal
as hell on
with
the
it
block.
groveling and like, oh my God, I don't understand why me? I'm madder than a pig in
Hornet?
a candy shop.
A hornet.
Madder than a hornet in a nest.
Do they not like being in their nest? Venus, yeah, why Monty's a threat. I don't think he is. I think they think he's a threat.
They think he's a threat, and that's just like he's an
He's
easy like throw
not.
Monty up. People might vote Monty.
How many more times is he going to say, "Oh, I'll win this comp. They'll finally show America I can beat Michael"? No, you can't. You sure can't.
So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what we got tonight, guys. We will be back. It'll be myself, Allison, and Pat tomorrow night after the 2-hour double eviction. Is it an 8 o'clock start?
Probably an 8 o'clock and it's
Fucking
2 hours.
better not be.
It's 8 to 10. All right, just be a good show then. Just be a
Did
good
you see
one.
Bean's last question?
If you were the final four, Big Brother, who would be evicted first? Probably Pat.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be me.
If
Probably
we're
Pat.
at
It'd be an
final
Emma
four,
Allison. It'd be an Emma Allison final two, I bet.
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry.
You would
I
turn
would-
on me?
You're
You
really
get half the
likable.
money anyway.
Everybody
would-
hates me already.
No,
You
you're
get
really
I-
half
likable.
the money anyway. You're
Don't
getting-
worry,
you'll
Alex.
get-
I would totally try and turn the women against each other. Actually, what have we learned? It always happens anyway. We wouldn't have to.
Dude, then Pat and I would team up and we'd take out
Allison's really
Allison
good. I
first.
may have to go with you and then be like, I did all the work for him. I may have to.
It is an 8 o'clock start, but actually that would be smart, Alex. If we teamed up and got Emma out because she has to love you anyway.
That's true. I have to vote for you, but that's a vote against you.
Well,
True.
Allison would vote for me because then I'd be like, well, Alex made me get you out. I'm so dumb. I don't
I
understand
would-
the game.
I would not make it in the final four in Big Brother. I would not make it to the final four. I don't think I would make jury.
No, real life. If the four of us were the final four, if I did not have a deal, I'd go after Emma because I think she'd be. I think
She'd be
you'd
the best
be
winner.
the.
Pat's not going to win. I'm not going to win.
Yeah, I think you would be
Emma
the
might win.
most likely to
The ones
beat
who
me.
think People's suitcases.
I think I would be surprisingly good at some competitions, but there's zero chance I'd have any good jury management. So
Jury
you probably
management
should bring me
would
to
be-
two.
yeah.
Pat,
Alex
you
told me to
could
go
be straight
fuck
on the
myself
wall.
in his eviction speech. You're like, I did say that.
Hey, fuckface! How's it sitting next to Julie? That'd be my speech to everybody.
Would do better than Pat.
What if we were both like next to each other and they're just like, God damn it, I hate both of them.
It's the lesser of evils.
I abstained from the vote, Julie. I abstained. That everybody else just self-evicts in the jury house. Like, we got a tie?
The Hunger Games, except Big Brother. We'll both die instead of this.
Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. At Pass the Grade Bro. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pass the Grade Bro on YouTube, like our Facebook page. I am at Alex J. Middleton on Twitter and Instagram. Emma is at Little EM Tweets. Allison is at Allison and Pat at Not at on. Please give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, Radio, wherever you're listening to podcasts. Where just go find us, give us a 5-star review. It really helps us out a lot. Share us with a friend that watches Big Brother. We will be back after the double eviction tomorrow night. Thank you guys for tuning in and spending part of your night with us. Until we talk to you guys tomorrow, pass the gravy, bros.
Big brother, it's Big Brother. It's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother. It's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother. On past the gravy, bro.